Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you the 2 ways that you can plant sweet potatoes so that they can be ready to be planted out when all danger of frost has passed. I'll have timestamps below, so if you wanted to get right to the part that interests you, you can use that and it'll help you save some time. So I'm growing purple sweet potatoes that I picked up from Whole Foods. These are organic Stokes purple sweet potatoes. So you'll want to, if you're going to buy your sweet potatoes from the store, you want to make sure that they're organic because they're less likely to have a sprouting inhibitor on them, so you'll want to buy organic from the grocery store. Sweet potatoes grow different than white potatoes. They're somewhat similar, but not quite the same. With white potatoes, all you have to do is drop the entire potato into a bucket of soil and it'll sprout. You don't need to do anything else with it, but you can choose to cut it up into pieces if you wanted to. The white potato plant looks different too. It's got tall, upright stalks with some small white flowers on it, which is different than the vining of a sweet potato. So instead, sweet potatoes actually need to grow slips, and those slips you cut off of your potato and root those into plants. They grow into vines, and that is how it is different to grow sweet potatoes versus the white potatoes. So there are 2 ways that you can grow sweet potato slips. One is in soil and one is in water. I'm going to take you through both ways that you can grow them. So the reason that I'm giving you 2 different options is because they exist, but also time and space matter. When you're growing with soil, it takes up more space, but it takes less time. But when you grow in water, it takes up less space, but takes up more time. Also, the water method uses a lot less equipment than the soil method does, so it all depends on your time, patience, and what you have for equipment. So let's start with the soil method first. So to grow slips in soil, you will need a tray of some kind. So that can be a growing tray like this, or you can use a deep dish baking sheet, and you're going to want to fill it with soil. You also need a potato. And then to help speed up the process, you're going to want to have a heat mat and some grow lights. So when planting the potatoes, you want to make sure that the soil is moist but not too wet because you don't want your potato to rot. So we're going to add some water to our soil now. So you have the choice where you can wet the soil before you put it in the tray, or you can wet the soil once it's in the tray. You can use a potting soil, or you can use a seed starting soil. And so I'm using a seed starting soil that does have some nutrients in it, but it also has really good drainage, so that way the potato doesn't get stuck in too much water and rot. Okay, so as you can see here, the tray is filled up about half to 3/4 full because you want to make sure that at least half your potato is covered in soil. Don't need the sticker anymore. So it doesn't matter which side of the potato that you put into the soil, you just want to bury it about halfway. So now that these potatoes have been buried in the soil, we're going to move them under some grow lights on a heat mat. So let's go do that now. In a few weeks, you should start to see shoots coming out of the potatoes, and those are your slips coming. Okay, let's move on to the water method. For this, you will need toothpicks, a potato, and a cup, and some water. Okay, so for this method, you need to determine to the best of your abilities which side of the potato is the side that goes in water and which side stays in the air. So there are a couple signs to look for. The first is if you can see more roots on one side than the other, so you might have the small little hairy roots on one side of it. So the second is if you can see more eyes on one side than the other side, because the side that has more eyes is the one that stays above the water and faces up into the air. The final clue is to look at which side of the potato is more tapered, because more often than not the tapered side is the one that goes in the water. So once you've determined which side of the potato goes in the water, we're going to grab our cup, grab our potato, and get an idea of where we're going to put the toothpicks. So the goal is to have a half to 2/3 of the potato you want to have in water. So we just want to get an idea of where in the cup we're going to put the potato. You'll need about 3 to 4 toothpicks. So you're going to grab your toothpick, grab your potato. We're going to put it about here in the cup. So I'm just floating it above the cup, and then I add the toothpick into the potato. The reason that I don't have water in the cup right now is just to prevent any spills, and because we can easily add in water after. So now I've got my potato. It's got its toothpicks in there. They're all touching the side and it's holding it up. And now we're going to add our water to the cup. So now you can see that about a half to 2/3 of this potato is floating in water, and so this is where the roots are going to come out. So I've had this potato in water for about a week now, and there are very few sprouts coming off of it. They're very small. You can kind of see it here. I put it in water at the same time that I put the other potato in soil, and the potato in soil has already sprouted, and this one has not really done much yet. So it just shows the time difference between the soil method and the water method, but this is all it is. That's all the space that it takes up. So you're going to want to make sure that you change the water once a week to help prevent any bacteria growing in the water itself and ruining your potato. If you have the space and the equipment, it will speed up the growth of your cup and water potato faster if you do put it under grow lights and on a heat mat. So I'm going to do that with this one to see if it grows any faster than the other one that I started a week ago. And that's it. That's all it takes to plant your sweet potatoes in order to grow slips. So we are going to wait a few weeks until the slips get to about 6 inches. And once they reach 6 inches, we are going to cut them off the potato and put them in a cup of water to root. And then once those slips root, we will put them in a pot of soil. So one final note, that if you leave your potato in water or soil, it will continue to grow slips until you've reached the desired amount of slips that you want. And then once you're done, you are going to throw this potato out. It will be in rough shape and you will not want to eat it. So collect as many slips as you want off the potato and then throw it into your green bin or your compost. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.